United Way of the Roanoke Valley is going to bat for what matters.
Every year, the United Way of the Roanoke Valley helps tens of thousands of people.
So we found ourselves in a position where we needed some help, and we found an agency that was funded by the United Way. And
Crustar Bank and its predecessors have been ardent supporters of the United Way and the work it does throughout the community.
I'm a United Way volunteer, and I'm making a difference in my community.
They do it as a joint effort, everyone together, and that's how the United Way works in my community.
I invite you to join with me as we strive to build a stronger and healthier community and a brighter future for all.
It makes me feel good to give to the United Way because I know I'm helping out my own community here in Roanoke.
And the people here are wonderful. They like me and I like them very much.
In 1924, the United Way of Roanoke Valley, then known as the Community Fund, was born. It mirrored the principles and values that had guided the national organization's establishment back in 1887. United Way aimed to address pressing social issues, improving the lives of its residents, and creating lasting positive change.
I know that the United Way plays a key role in bringing everyone to the table. They determine what the real problems are, and then they plan and implement the solutions to the problems.
With dedicated volunteers, generous donors, and the support of the community, United Way of Roanoke Valley began its mission to mobilize resources, fund local agencies, and drive collaborative efforts to tackle the most pressing challenges faced by the Roanoke Valley community.
Again, thank you for helping. Thank you for caring. I'm Bob Kolinsky, assuring you that you do make a big difference in our community.
100 years. That's how far we've come, and it's because we've done it together. United Way recognizes that a strong educational foundation is essential for future success.
Because the reality is the most important dollar, as important as higher education is, the most important dollar for me is what we're doing in those first few years of a child's life. And they're not able to advocate for themselves. And so United Way dives in and says, we're going to be that advocate. And Delegate Sam Rasool, member of the Virginia House of Delegates. When my family first came here as immigrants in the early 80s, we started in a studio apartment just a few blocks away from the United Way headquarters here in Roanoke.
Delegate Sam Rasool, once a preschooler at Greenville School, a former community partner supported by United Way of Roanoke Valley, exemplifies the transformative impact of early childhood education.
Yeah, early on, I was 3, 4, and 5. And back then, Greenville School had kindergarten. And so you could attend kindergarten at Greenville before you went to elementary school. And so I even went to kindergarten at Greenville School. You know, the political consultants told me not to tell this story, but when I was in 1st and 2nd grade, I was what they called a child with learning disabilities, an LD, they called them back then in the 80s. And I had such great memories because at Greenville School in particular, there every day the nurse would check me, make sure that we're feeling healthy. Right when you walk in, you'd get your meals, and then people were there to take care of you. And I had some great teachers, and we had so much community support for our family that by the time I left elementary school, they had put me into the gifted program. And United Way was really the bedrock that helped to uplift all of these organizations, including individuals like our family that needed that help.
Today, as a state leader and advocate, Rasool continues to champion the same issues that United Way of Roanoke Valley addresses.
Delegate from Roanoke City, Delegate Rasool.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House. What we did is we passed a bill in a bipartisan way to give localities the opportunity to have a voter referendum to see if they want to put an increased revenue stream for school construction.
His positive experiences have fueled his passion for empowering and advocating for others, allowing him to pave the way for the next generation of leaders. Our journey has been made possible by supporters like those in this room, many of whom have shown a multi-generational commitment. For over a century, United Way of Roanoke Valley has built a legacy of change that has touched millions across the valley.
Well, I have to give credit to my parents because they were very specific about if you live here and you work here, then you need to invest some of what you make back into the community. And at that time, the most significant way to do it was the Community Fund, or what's now United Way, because it was a broad approach to helping multiple entities succeed.
Now in its third generation, Bev Fitzpatrick and his family continue to believe in and support United Way of Roanoke Valley's mission.
I'm Bev Fitzpatrick. I was fortunate enough to get involved in the United Way when my grandfather led the Community Fund. And I probably was 3 or 4 when I first went to the office with him, so I knew about it from almost day one in my life.
As a community leader, volunteer, and longtime donor, Bev and his family have witnessed firsthand the profound impact United Way has had on the Roanoke Valley over the decades.
Well, one of the greatest weaknesses of the Roanoke Valley is that we're unable to work together when we should. The United Way presents to us a really good example of how this needs to be done. The United Way is the umbrella, and people need to understand that's the best place for them to give across the board, particularly if they don't know individual organizations and whether they should give to them or not. What I do know is that from the day that it was started, it was always about doing the right thing. And I think that inspires people like Shirley and I to continue to give to you all. That's why Shirley and I want to be a part of it. And as I told Abby earlier, you cannot be a part of an organization like this as you give your time and not end up getting more than you give, which is the secret to nonprofits, in my opinion. But so many people never understand that when you're asked to do something, that you get more out of it than you ever can assume. That's all I got.
I do want to say this for the record. I remember several years ago when the United Way said, we're no longer just going to be funding organizations, we're going to be funding solutions. And we want to see teams of organizations coming together around solutions.
Bank of America awarded the United Way of the Roanoke Valley $100,000 to put toward the Success by 6 program. Success by 6 focuses on getting kids ready to go to school by the age of 6. They plan to upgrade daycare centers and give child care providers a chance to go back to school.
And boy, did that cause a little bit of consternation in the traditional funding model. But that was so innovative, so ahead of its time, and exactly what we needed to do because we need to be outcome driven. And at that time, we were talking about thousands of families that we wanted to pull out of poverty. And that's exactly the kind of mindset that we need.
United Way isn't just programs, it's a bridge to helping people reach their dreams. Becky Bridges, a mother of 2, benefited from a United Way of Roanoke Valley program, Smart to Start. Smart to Start allowed Becky to complete nursing school by providing free, quality child care for her daughter, Paisley.
Hi, I am Becky Bridges. I am a labor and delivery nurse with Carilion Roanoke Memorial. I have 2 kids who I had in nursing school. It's the 2nd grade. I have wanted to be a nurse. Wrote a letter and everything about it. And then I got my acceptance letter right before I met my significant other in August of 2017. I remember that day very vividly. I was sitting in my car about to go into one of 2 jobs that I was working at the time. And I opened up my acceptance letter and I saw congratulations and I just broke down. And it was just a relief to know that my dreams were finally becoming a reality, one small step at a time. And then we found out I was pregnant with my first daughter that following March in 2018 and had her in October. after I started nursing school that same fall. It was important for me to have childcare during nursing school because it allowed me to focus on my own career while also ensuring that Paisley was getting everything that she needed to further her education and be prepared for elementary school. United Way came across our doorstep and we went to Smart to Start, and United Way helped with everything from start to finish, and she graduated from there last year and she started kindergarten this August. Without childcare, none of it would have been possible for me to graduate and be the nurse that I am today. By sharing my story, I'm hoping more people will realize how United Way works and I said I wasn't going to do this. I get to share my story and how United Way helped my family become better so that I can help other moms have one of the most joyous times of their lives by welcoming their children into the world. And so I just want my story to help others know that you can do it, and there are resources out there like United Way and Smart to Start that can help them as well, and so that they can do anything that they put their minds to. And so that's my main goal about sharing my story.
And certainly as a child of immigrants, I look across Roanoke City and such a diverse tapestry of so many people who are depending on us to rise up to that moment.
There's so much that United Way does for the community without a lot of people knowing. They work behind the scenes on a lot of things. And I have experienced that firsthand.
It's really a testament to the investment that so many people and organizations made into me personally, into my family. And without that glue that the United Way brings, that impact would be missing.
So the big picture is, it's incredible to think of one organization who has lasted for 100 years, because so many of them do not last this long, and you all have and will continue because of your leadership.
It's all a positive change that they bring, and I hope people realize just how fortunate we are to have United Way in the Roanoke Valley and surrounding areas.
United Way's work is more than assistance. It's a renewal of hope, a restoration of dignity, and a testament to the transformative power of community solidarity. To keep this momentum and empower more families in the Roanoke Valley, we recognize the need for amplified support and resources. As our work continues, our impact grows. For 100 years, we have dedicated ourselves to improving lives, creating opportunities, and building a stronger future for the Roanoke region and beyond.
Congratulations to an incredible organization on 100 years of service to the citizens of the Roanoke Valley and beyond. What an achievement.
We have collaborated with over 200 community partners and engaged in genuine partnerships with families.
From me and my family, happy birthday, United Way. Congratulations on 100 years, and we can't wait to see what you do in the future.
Together, we identified barriers to success, then eliminated those one by one.
Thank you to the United Way on 100 years, a century of service to our community. And we wish you nothing but the best as we move forward into the next century of United Way service.
Your leadership, philanthropic vision, and continued investment in United Way of Roanoke Valley sends a powerful message to our community.
So bottom line, we are all the benefactors of that 100 years of service.
Let us together create a legacy of compassion, resilience, and opportunity that will resonate for generations to come. Join us and shape the next 100 years.